Right, Rich.
Alonzi?
Doctor Who is back and better than ever. Well, better than last time. Sorry, Chibnall. It's not Jodie's fault.
Sorry, Jim. Poor Jodie, man. Jodie's a good actor. She's a really good actor.
Brilliant actor. What a shame.
She looked like she had the vibe of her Doctor down
She
as well.
did. She definitely had it, but the writing just wasn't there.
Yeah, I did. I checked out very early on, so I didn't even get to see her work. And
Well, do you see why I'm so scared to do this one? Because I love Doctor Who, and I'm so scared to be like Chibnall and write a bad episode.
Exactly.
Now, we do have an idea for an episode.
Ew.
So, he's on some snow planet, like Hoth, from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And they get stuck in an avalanche and they're stuck somewhere, so we need to figure out where they get stuck.
I remember with the songs, she drives the TARDIS, but she doesn't do the croak sound, does she? Because apparently the Doctor doesn't fly it. Oh no, he does it because he likes the sound, but yeah, he puts the brake on or something like that.
Yeah, he keeps the brakes on, that's the sound, yeah.
So, doesn't an avalanche get caused by sound?
Oh, so the TARDIS noise causes it?
Yeah. I want him, like, distracted. He's, like, proper excited to show off the snow planet. Maybe he went there, like, years and years ago or something. He's, like, he's just been in the mood for skiing.
Maybe when he went years ago, it wasn't a snow planet, it was a desert planet.
Okay, that's actually better, yeah. Like, what if he put in, like, 30 years later? And then, so he just thinks, oh, it should be fine. It's like a climate change thing. It's like, oh, they fucked it up.
Yeah. They show up, like, ready for the beach, and Ruby's like, I was ready to sunbathe. And it's just freezing.
Yeah. What if, like, they open the door and they walk out, right? And they get a fair way from the TARDIS. And it's like this crackling noise. It's like, what is that?
Well, don't you think they should meet people first?
Where would they meet them?
Are they in, like, a cabin? Or are they in a cave or something set up?
So there's lights on at a cabin, and they go there.
And it's these people from a neighbouring planet who have come down to investigate why the weather's suddenly different.
Yeah.
How would they set up a cabin on a foreign planet?
Well, what if it's just something like auto cabin direct? Like, they press a button and a cabin forms.
Oh, yeah, that's coming back in the end, isn't it? Okay, so it's like modern technology, like they comment on it and he's like, how did you fly a cabin all the way out here? And they show this device that can build buildings and stuff.
Yeah, like instantaneously, it like sort of...
It constructs it somehow.
Yeah, it probably changes the elements in the air to be whatever, so like, you know, add some protons to it or something like that.
Can we come up with a name for that device? Because I have a feeling it's going to come back in the third act.
Elementor Express or something like that.
The Elementor Expressor.
Yeah, LEX or something like that.
The LEX device.
Which they lose.
Oh yeah, they drop it when they're running towards this cabin thing. Can they be on the planet to observe like weather patterns and stuff to see why it's changed from a desert?
Yeah, like so quickly.
Yeah.
Because that would pique his interest, the Doctor, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, why?
Most of the episode he's trying to figure this out. So he's doing two things at once. So suddenly there's an avalanche and they have to run into this building that's being built.
Okay.
By the LEX device. Now they're in the building. They're in this cabin. And the avalanche has snowed in front of the door. So there's no way out. They're trapped there. And the device that could fabricate food and stuff, Ruby dropped it outside in the snow.
Yeah.
They're needed to survive.
So what if they have ice tunnels coming from there? Because they're like, they're studying, aren't they? You know, under the building. So they have to, that's the only sort of way out.
Okay. The you go somewhere can be, they start to heat up the place.
Yeah, and we need a death, I reckon. You know, like in the library episode.
Yeah.
We have a death early on, don't we? That really establishes like, oh wait, what? So the house is heating up.
Maybe like the thinnest member of the group crawls into one of these ice tunnels.
Yeah.
To try and get outside to get the LEX device.
And then what? Do they get caught?
How would we show that? Would we show like the death off screen? Maybe
you could just have a voice recorder.
They're talking through a radio and then suddenly it like just cuts off. So now they're like, we obviously can't go back in there.
Yeah.
So they're stuck in the cabin and the place is heating up. Now, you had an idea for this monster, didn't you?
Yeah. It consumes heat energy, which might be related to the desert.
Oh, it ties in.
Maybe it was a terraforming device that humans created, and what it was doing was it was trying to cool the planet down, but it went too far. Yeah.
So this monster is man-made?
Yeah. It's like a self-recreating bio-heat consumer thing. If we're dealing with climate, I feel like it fits.
So, for the Finder, the Doctor can discover that it consumes heat.
Yeah.
Maybe he has like a box of matches in his pocket and he lights a match on the side of the door and there's a growling sound, and that's when he realises it's becoming more and more powerful for every bit of heat that comes into the room.
Yeah. Could you imagine him get like scared and he's like, turn the lights off? He's like, what? He's like, turn the lights off.
Yeah, and he like distinguishes the fire.
Yeah, someone's like, we're gonna die if we're just sat here in the cold.
And the doctor's like, Ruby, take off your coat. And she's like, buy me a drink first. Like,
there you go. You need to be insulated. So like, if you wear layers, you're insulating yourself from being seen. So like, if anything, they should be putting layers on, but they can't.
Okay, so they insulate the heat by putting jackets on.
That's what I'm saying. Is there anything there accessible for that? That's sort of they can only do it for one person. There's only enough spare material for one person, which he gives to Ruby straight away. But then they realise, no, it's still happening. And it's because he's the overthinker. He's the one thinking, he's the one generating the more heat, so he has to wear it all.
Right, so his brain is like working overtime and it's producing loads of heat.
Yeah, chess grandmasters burn 2,000 calories a day when they're in a tournament.
Okay.
Just by thinking.
He could even deliver that as a line.
Yeah. Grandmasters burn 2,000 calories a day when they're thinking about 10 moves ahead. Me, I'm a room of grandmasters, and I don't think 10 moves ahead. I think 40, 50, 60. Hi! They're little flames. I'm a furnace.
Maybe he goes pawn to d5. Like he's playing a game. He's also playing a game of chess while doing this speech.
Yeah.
It can just be a mental thing. Like he remembers, like that's the next move he's gonna make when he gets back to the TARDIS.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He goes, oh, which reminds me, I need to do d5, d5, c5, knight to c4, and yeah, like. And
Checkmate,
then he goes
baby.
The entire line. He goes, oh wait, I've already won. Oh my god, what if he has like, we mentioned this early on in the episode, he's been playing chess with himself across time. It's like some sort of interface where he doesn't see himself, he doesn't know himself. It's just like moves that he makes against himself in like a little box. Does that make sense? Like it's like a doctor internet.
Yeah.
And all the doctors across time and space play each other.
Okay, because we never see the other rooms, and well, we barely ever see the other rooms in the TARDIS.
So like, what if like...
I like the idea that one's just for playing chess with himself.
And Ruby's like, what's this for? I was like, oh, it's my chess room. I was like, oh, do you play? I was like, yeah, only really against myself. And I was like, is it not boring? I was like, I'm the only person I can play.
Can he say a line that when he's saying, I'm the only person I can play against? Can he go, like, Magnus won't play me anymore?
Okay, yeah, I like that.
So the Doctor is now all insulated. He's got everyone's, like, coats on and stuff. How do we tie this back to this LEX device outside? How do we get there?
Did he start trying to get out to it somehow? So, like, they have a tracker on it, and that's, like, sort of like a B mission. They've got to build out to it, because then they could manufacture a sort of digger to get out.
How can you get out? Say if your house is avalanched in, how do people get out?
I think you open a door. That sounds so stupid. Like, because the door opens inward and then the snow comes in, and I think you literally just have to dig. Because you're right, after a while, the heat will start coming through the jackets. They haven't got a lot of time. So the more work that they do, the more...
Oh, so they have to take it in shifts, dragging down this snow, so they're not all overworked. Once they've got enough of a gap at the top of the door, could they figure out that Ruby's the only one that can go? Because he'd exert too much heat doing it. So she has to go out alone using this tracking device thing that they've got for the LEX device to find her. Maybe now that Ruby's gone out and got this device, they can now make coats for everyone, so they're a bit safer now. Now everyone's got coats and they're all a bit safer. The Doctor can now think properly without worrying that this monster is going to come in, so that can be when he puts it all together. They've now got to defeat the creature somehow, or realise what it is.
Oh, so like this is where the Doctor can have, or the talking around the Doctor. And it's like, there was some terraforming stuff going on.
So he just puts it together that it used to be a desert planet. We just need the Doctor to make the connection and figure out that this monster is actually a man-made device.
There has to be a clue from earlier on. What if the first person who dies is like the archivist who would have known this?
Oh, okay, that's interesting, yeah.
Not known it, but he would have put it together. And so when he's in the tunnel, he finds a bigger tunnel that shouldn't be there. And then he goes like, wait, the only thing that could make this is... And then bam.
Yeah.
So that helps us go, wait, what? And then like the doctors couldn't figure it out because like he can't think.
Yeah, but now the Doctor's putting it together and he's saying, he said the only thing that could make this. What's the only thing that could affect something on this planet?
Maybe someone earlier on mentions there was a crash 10 years before the planet sort of like turned into this.
You can say like, what happened just before the temperature changed?
Yeah.
The climate changed.
Like nothing, everything was going okay. There was, and then maybe a corporation sort of hid the fact that they dropped something. Basically, like akin to sort of like, when a boat has wreckage.
Yeah, are we making this another anti-capitalist story?
Yeah.
Capitalism is the enemy.
What if they're researchers, man, for like this corporation? But it turns out the corporation have been hiding the fact that they dropped dropped something in this place. They had a crash, and it released this sort of biovirus that feeds on heat. So it's just purely through mismanagement that like this thing happened.
So how do they stop it?
I would say they can't. They can only escape. You can't stop. Like the miserableism of climate change. You only have one planet.
The Doctor can do a speech like, you only get one planet and you've blew it.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the thing with Empire, isn't it? You think you can jump ship?
Yeah. So now they can escape. They get to the TARDIS. So they're in the TARDIS and the Doctor is talking to them. But they're saying to him, no, we've got to stay. We've got to stop it. Or, like, we've got to kill her. And he's like, it's too late. The damage has already been done.
This is its home now. And he's just, like, disappointed that people are like this.
Yeah, and he drops them off at their planet. And then we're just back in the TARDIS with Ruby. And he can relate it to Earth and talk about that.
Yeah.
And then maybe the final line of the episode can be like, F2. And he just walks off to go and finish his chess game.
Yeah, because he says earlier on, he's already won the chess game. Because, like, so basically, like, he thought so ahead in this line, he realised, oh, wait, I won. I need to go do that.
He could just start a new game. So he could just go, like, white to B2.
Yeah. Like, the whole, we gotta go again kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's like we end where we started. With chess, once you finish a game, you can just start over, but you can't with a planet.
Oh, that's really good. So, like, the pieces go back to the table.
Yeah.
The pieces go back to where they were. And he's just looking at the chessboard, kind of sad.
Yeah.
Maybe, early on in the episode, he realises he won. And then after, like, a little sad speech about Earth and that, after that, he goes to the chess room. And he goes to do the move that he knows is going to win. But then all he does is kick his king down, which is a way of saying you resign.
Oh, that's good. I like it, yeah.
I like the image of like the clatter of the king hitting the board and then just fade to go to black.